Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're unpacking a story that, well, it starts out as this quirky viral internet sensation, but it very quickly pivots into a super serious discussion about biological science, genetic rarity, and wildlife conservation. If you're into seeing how a totally bizarre moment in pop culture can actually lead to some genuinely incredible scientific outcomes, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's just jump right in. Okay, so what do a rare water buffalo and a former US president have in common? I know, it sounds a little bit like the setup to a punchline, right? But the answer actually involves a massive 1,500-pound water buffalo that practically broke the internet overnight. And to really understand how this colossal animal captured everyone's attention, we kind of have to look under the hood at its biology. Now, normally, a water buffalo has dark skin and dark hair. Pretty standard. But this specific buffalo, it's a rare albino. It has this highly unique pinkish skin, and right at the top, this very distinct prominent tuft of golden hair on its forehead. Because of those pretty undeniable physical traits, people online actually gave the animal the nickname Donald Trump, just due to the striking visual resemblance. But let's transition away from the whole pop culture phenomenon for a second, because the internet fame is really just our entry point here. The true heart of the story is all about the science of genetic mutation. We're stepping completely out of the meme and strictly into the biological rarity of this animal. So we're moving from a viral novelty to, genuine scientific inquiry. Actually, biologists and livestock experts were quick to point out that this wasn't just some funny coincidence. This is a true albino water buffalo. It's a biological wonder caused by a very specific genetic mutation. That mutation completely alters the animal's pigmentation, which is what gives it that unique pinkish skin and golden hair coloring we were just talking about. So this isn't just an odd-looking animal, it is an incredible manifestation of genetics at work right in front of us. And what really makes this mind-blowing is the sheer math behind it. 1 in 10,000. That is the extreme statistical rarity of this specific genetic mutation actually occurring in buffaloes. Less than 1 in 10,000, it's a complete anomaly. When you look at this animal, you're looking at a living, breathing, statistical outlier, which totally explains why biologists and wildlife experts were instantly fascinated the second they saw it. But hey, in the age of smartphones, a 1 in 10,000 biological rarity doesn't exactly stay a quiet scientific secret for long, does it? The buffalo quickly became this massive public attraction. We're talking overwhelming crowds of people showing up just wanting to take photos and videos. The sheer volume of those crowds arriving to see this biological wonder meant its living situation actually had to change. The whole thing just became way too big of a phenomenon to stay where it was. Which brings us to the final and, honestly, probably the most important part of our explainer today, the VIP conservation efforts. You see, to protect this biological anomaly from all the chaos of its sudden fame, a serious intervention was absolutely necessary. So now we're pivoting from viral fame directly into vital wildlife protection and government action. So here is exactly how authorities handled the whole situation. As it became this huge public attraction, officials recognized two things: its immense scientific value and the critical fact that albino animals are actually incredibly vulnerable out in normal environments. Because they lack natural camouflage and are highly susceptible to severe sun damage, they really struggle to survive long term. Recognizing all that, officials actually stepped in and secured a state acquisition, meaning they prevented it from just being sold off to a private farm or a local market. And that led directly to a permanent placement at the National Zoo. They basically understood this wasn't just a spectacle, this was a genetic treasure and it needed professional safeguarding. So what exactly does this new life look like? Well, the buffalo gets absolute VIP treatment at its new permanent home. Officials set up a private, specialized enclosure. It even has its own dedicated handler to ensure its health and safety every single day. And perhaps most importantly for the scientific community, they've set up a breeding program to preserve this rare genetic trait. These specific measures don't just guarantee its long-term safety, they ensure that this incredible 1 in 10,000 genetic mutation is actually preserved for the future. The result is a pretty stark contrast from its recent past. It's living a very luxurious and peaceful zoo life. I mean, think back just a couple of minutes to those massive, chaotic crowds trying to snap photos. Now, while the actual Donald Trump remains a dominant figure in global politics, his viral animal lookalike is safely enjoying a totally different reality. It gets to live this protected, tranquil life as one of the National Zoo's most famous residents. All of this leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question to ponder. Can the power of viral internet fame actually become a vital tool for driving real wildlife conservation? It's a genuinely fascinating intersection when you think about it. If this massive buffalo hadn't gone incredibly viral for its pink skin and golden tuft, would authorities have intervened so swiftly to protect that 1 in 10,000 genetic mutation? Who knows? Sometimes the absolute strangest internet sensations lead directly to the most important scientific preservation efforts. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.